bullseye.
What's up guys, it's me Tarox, so welcome back to another episode of WWE SuperCard episode 16. And yet again, top left hasn't changed so far. Asuka, of course, is going to be pro'd as soon as I can, as soon as I've got her ready. I've actually got her in my Road to Glory deck, so we're going to go right into the Road to Glory for a second, check out where we're at, check out the cards and all that. And meanwhile, check out where the Asuka is at, of course, trying to get some training in as much as possible until she starts gingering me in the progress. Actually doing alright, about 1/4 of the way done, just over, so we're slowly but surely getting there. Of course, with Flash already coming up, I'll again there won't have too much time to train her, so we'll see when I can fit in the time, but she of course will slot in that top left corner for the top female spots. I'm not sure if ahead or right behind Ember Moon, but other than that, I'm rocking the best RTG deck that I've got. Is the Luke Gallows done yet? Because he of course is not fully, or he wasn't fully trained. No, he's not, but he's probably going to be by the end of the RTG, I would imagine. I mean, he will stay in there anyways. He's the best card I've got. As you can see, I'm a good way into the WrestleMania 34 on Triple H. So we got the Titan Monster and Beast out of the way so far. My kind of aim was to at least get through the ads. Of course, for example, I won't have time to play on Saturday, so I'll try again. SummerSlam 18, I'd like to get. There's no pros in me. In there for me whatsoever. Maybe the Bobby Roode could be pro, but again, of course, we're not looking for Goliath pros anymore. The SummerSlam 18 is a single as much as the Gothic, the others of course as well, but those would be very realistic to get anyways. So Undertaker is going to be the aim. The Orton would be a bonus, but I don't see it happening with the deck being SummerSlam 18. I just don't see it happening unless I grind it out fully, and that's not going to happen this weekend. But of course, with the Flash already, we're very likely going to get another Gothic card. I don't think we've got Heroic back. At least I've not heard any words about it. So that means 3 cards on Flash already, most likely, not 6, which I'm okay with, I guess. And yeah, that's where we're at there. Prep phase in TVG. Banking or hoping that we're going to get another victory this summer. Of course, still on the epics on those fusions. I don't think the Goliath fusion is done just yet. About the 20th Heath Slater I've got. I think I've legit got 4 Heath Slaters and 1 other card. So let's hope. I think there's 5 cards or so in total. Let's hope I'm going to get somebody else as well. Quick look back here at the fusions is going to show us that the Goliath is going to be finished around, pretty much tomorrow around this very time. So then we're going to, of course, hit that SummerSlam 18 fusion straight away with it. Also, Money in the Bank playing here and there a bit. So we've got progress on the points. I've got 11.5k, so we're over halfway through to 1 card. Of course, I could get the one of the 2, which would help me because it's a Neon card, a Neon event card at that. But I'm not going to. I'm going to wait for the for a pro either way, because that's just what we do. And we've got a King of the Ring. SummerSlam 18, of course, and as we do, we lost in the final. Yeah, that's going to be Goliath again. Again, the only thing now that helps me is maybe 1 more Goliath female pro. I also pulled in Alexa Bliss Goliath off the board just today, I believe, so that could be something we could get as a pro. We'll get Kurt Angle as the WrestleMania 34 male. The Goliath is going to be... Is that baseline? She pro? Is she a pro? Because if she is, that is pretty much us done with Goliaths, full stop. Now I don't know if the new card, it might also be Kurt Angle, that's the thing. We're going to do that. We can autofill, but I don't think anything changes other than, actually I'm going to change that. That might possibly be hindering me in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to start the search again, go right into another one because that's what we do. And then we're going to check the Goliaths. Do we have a Shayna, a Baszler? It doesn't look like it, does it? No, might actually be one of the only ones I don't have any of. Bummer. But hey. Anyways, that is going to be another. Have I missed Sarah Logan, Billie Kay, Liv Morgan? I think we've got all the females now. From what it looks like, yeah. No Shayna Baszler from the looks of things, unlucky. But again, another female on the board, another possible pro down the line. But of course, as I said so many times, the Goliath pros are only there transitionally. As soon as I get 1 Gothic, as soon as I hit Gothic, for example, as soon as I get that first female Gothic pull, that's gonna be that's not gonna matter anymore. War now this is an interesting topic right now. Last week, we of course still were gold. One of my loyal viewers was in the chat, and he was already plat because he started a bit before us. So this was his first week in plat, I believe, and he was second place, almost first, with 5.6 thousand points. That was about maybe 2-3 days before the end. I think that was on Sunday, with the day I grinded so much, and he was second place. And at the same time, I almost had 10,000 points, almost double the points, and I was just about second, and the other guy was way and beyond me, of course, in first place. And I was like, that's plat. I was gold, and now I'm in plat. And we're gonna look at the leaderboards. Right now, I'm sitting at around 3,500 points or so. I want to say 4.5, even 4.5. So almost what he had Sunday. This is Thursday, and I'm 6th. With his points on Sunday, I now would even be only second, likely to drop down to 4th very soon. Benji, of course, that's the guy I battled for second place with in the Gold League before. Phoenix also coming in 4th or 5th in that same league I was in Gold before, so they're back in the same league with me. Still, or also again at the very top. I don't remember who the other guy was, but I don't recognize any names in there from the other leagues possibly. But that's going to be a tough grind for top spots if I'm going to get one. But on the other hand, we're almost tier 4 already, and tier 4 should be the aim for the 3 momentum slots, which is good. We're also only 664 points away from Leo Rush, so I'm trying to get war bouts in every now and then. Maybe I'm hoping that somehow we've got a chance to get that Leo Rush before Tuesday, or before Monday even, before the Flash RD, but I'm not banking on it. Because if we look at the deck editor and go over to Ring Domination, we're SummerSlam 18 plus with just over halfway through the tier. So I can see a chance that the Leo Rush will push us up quite a bit. But genuinely, I don't see him pushing us into Gothic, if I'm very honest. But it is worth a try. So first thing we're going to do, we're actually going to check out a war game. People have been asking me for my war deck. There's nothing special. I don't win all the games, and I face a lot of real opponents lately. I don't know if they've changed something with the matchmaking that pairs you up with live opponents more often now. But back in the day, I would face live opponents at the very start of the event if I played like pretty much when it started, and then for the rest of the week, maybe 1 in 20 or so. This is a bot, of course. Basically, I got my 3 SummerSlam fusions in. My 3 SummerSlam 18 fusions. Ideally, I'd have Sheamus and Cesaro, so they tag, because if I get a tag early, I'm going to have to use one of my SummerSlam fusions and one of my elites. The problem is, if I come up against the opponent's 2 good cards, I'll lose that matchup, even if they're incompatible. And I don't want to risk going with Apollo and Sheamus, because if I lose with them, because the other ones are compatible and mine are incompatible, that's also going to be 2 of my good cards on the losing end already, which would also be very, very unfortunate. As for the females, I think I'm pretty good with SummerSlam 18. Before, I did use the Goliaths, or not, my last man standing cards, because I don't know if this is working anymore, because I legit, you know what, we're going to test this out right now. I was only coming up against real opponents, so if you're coming up against real opponents, that bug wasn't happening in the first place. So basically what's happening, if I do select my Goliath, are they Goliath? Yes, my Goliath last man standing cards. What is happening here is, because you cannot pro them, they do count as single Goliath cards. So as they count as single Goliath cards, that will pair me up against single Goliath cards. With that, that means I've got a card with 270,000, maybe 300,000 stats, depending on which of the two, coming up against a card with 100 and what was a Goliath? A standard Goliath. Let me check. About 170,000 stats. Of course, an easy win every single time. Again, if this is still working against bots, I'm going to keep it again. But I was coming up against so many real opponents that I thought, okay, maybe this is just a very, very common tier, like a very common region for the tier of the deck. So I'm more likely to come up against real opponents there. But maybe it was, again, just the start, and the start just dragged on a bit longer than usual, where I come up against a lot of live opponents. So we're going to check that out, Ricky. Steam a boat, and it is a bot. Now, Goliath against a Goliath single still works. So I'm gonna stick with that deck again. I guess just the luck of the draw at the start of that made it a bit unlucky for me. I thought this might not be working anymore, and this is definitely going to work better than my SummerSlam 18 Pros, or my SummerSlam 18 Fusions, I should say. Generally speaking, if you've got event cards of a tier, try to use them, as you will never come up against event cards from a bot, be it Money in the Bank, be it a Last Man Standing or anything like that. So you're always going to have that bit of an edge that a event card is stronger than any normal card. If you're not wondering, how do you tell if it's a bot or not? Firstly, what I often get is a laggy, or pretty much a screen at the start when it like loads off the ramp, and then it freezes for a few seconds, and then it goes into the game. And of course, if you play your cards quickly, and you're gonna notice the bar at the top saying waiting for opponent to pick cards, or opponent watching the match, that means that you've come up against real opponent. Because if you're coming up against bots, that's never gonna happen. You're never gonna wait for them. They are never gonna be watching the past match or anything like that. They're pretty much instantly playing their cards. So that is how you usually can, of course, tell them apart. Maybe if you're coming up against somebody that plays his cards really quickly, you might not notice, but you should still always get the freeze at the start. We're going to check out Road to Glory. Also, if you haven't known, or if you don't know, from I believe pretty much Friday to Sunday. I don't know the exact times because they released that for Pacific Standard Time. I believe we're talking like 9-10 a.m. Pacific. So if you know, if you are living in a Pacific time zone, that's for you. If you know what it is in your time zone, again, you're good as well. But generally speaking, I think we're talking Friday to Sunday, maybe Saturday and Sunday, where we get double the picks from Road to Glory. So instead of 6 for a not perfect win, you're going to get 12 picks off the board. Instead of 9 for a perfect game, you're going to get 18 picks off the board for a victory. Unreal. Well, however, card limit is going to be annoying that day, especially me, where I'm constantly always with less. Even if I train away cards, I've got less than 100 cards card slots available pretty much. That's going to be very, very annoying, I would imagine. Pretty much training away cards every other game or so could be a bit of a struggle, but hey, we're getting extra picks. Should technically get us to our pity pools a bit quicker, as a lot of people are of course experiencing issues with that the pity pools are late, or they're not getting them at all, or whatever the reason for some people are. I, of course, as you still can see the card enders up top there, have not gotten one in a while either. However, I've gotten those in very, very quick succession. So is it going to be another case of me not getting one for a while and then getting like two, not back to back, but close to each other? I mean, we're going to see that, but as we're still ways away from Gothic, I wouldn't mind like two that close together pulls to wait until Gothic. Just give me one every now and then for now, and then the quick ones in Gothic, maybe. If I can choose to do that, that would be very much appreciated again. But of course, that's not how it works, unfortunately. I'm hoping maybe that's actually something else that could get us to Gothic. I'm just thinking, for the Flash RD is of course the Gothic from the Flash RD itself. So if that is either a good card that's going to boost our deck up a bit, because I think, I mean, we've got, what do we have now? 5 Gothic cards and the Lugallo. So you've got 10 cards in your deck. So the Gothic card is definitely going to slot in there at least the 6th place spot. That's going to boost us up a little bit at least. So maybe that can be the difference maker as well. Ideally, of course, it's going to be a pro. Ideally. Not that that is going to be for sure or anything like that. But of course, with us being, or getting higher and higher into SummerSlam 18 or further into the game, getting Gothic cards here and there from different game modes, we are more and more likely to get a Gothic Pro throughout the coming weeks. Maybe also, of course, or we're definitely going to get TBG rewards before Flash RD as well. So again, that could be something that plays into a favor there. A lot of possibilities to still get Gothic by time the Flash RD comes around, but nothing that is for certain. So we gotta hope, we gotta pray that that is actually gonna happen. That is also where we're gonna cut this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you've got, of course, any questions, any anything you want me to tell you guys, any tips and tricks for game modes or anything on how to play the game, essentially, I'm happy to share any knowledge that I've collected over the years that hopefully is still applicable for the most part, but I'm pretty sure it is. Feel free to leave me a comment down below if you guys want any tips or anything explained any further or in more detail by me. I will happily do that in one of the future episodes if you got anything in that regard. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more WWE 2K19 and WWE SuperCard content. Talking about WWE 2K19 content tomorrow on Friday, that is, of course, depending on when you're watching this video. Friday the 7th of December, we're having the next Universe Mod episode on 2K19 on twitch.tv/Tyroxes, as we do. And possibly, that is not for sure yet, I'm still working on it, but possibly we could have the next Progress chapter as well. That is another part of the universe. Progress chapter 3, that will be on Sunday, possibly. But for now, that is going to be it, and that is what I know in terms of future content and what I'm aiming for. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank you guys for your time and watching through this video. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Hope you guys enjoying Road to Glory. Hopefully you guys getting some pros. If you do, again, leave a comment as well, would be appreciated. And good luck in the grind. That's going to be it. I'm out. Have a good one, and peace.